You don't have to rely on somebody else's faith. Somebody else's faith can be the spark that gets you going. But if you want faith, and you say, I look at the virgin birth, I look at the incarnation of Christ, I look at the concept of the Trinity, I look at the things that I am supposed to believe as a Christ follower, and I can't make it make sense, great. That's the starting point. You say to God, I want to believe, but I can't get in the wheelbarrow. Can you make it real for me? And God promises that He will do that. He tells us in Ephesians that it's by grace that we've been saved through faith. And this, what? Not of your own doing, not your own work, not your own thinking, not your own consideration. It is rather, and underline this, it is the gift of God. This faith is the gift of God. That you can have your own faith, that you can get in the wheelbarrow of this belief and go across that tightrope based on the faith that God says He will grant you. And then we see the end of the story in verses 24 and 25. When Joseph woke from the dream, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. He took his wife. He knew her not until she had given birth to a son. And he called his name Jesus. Do you see what the result of faith is here? He did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. And specifically, so that we don't have any doubt about it, Matthew actually gives the list of the 3 things he did. Do you see it? He took his wife. In other words, he didn't divorce her, didn't send her away. By the way, can you imagine how difficult this would have been for Joseph? Because basically, Joseph is taking Mary in before the year is up. They're living together as man and wife before custom says they should. Well, do you know what he's basically letting all the neighbors know? He's a just man. He's a righteous man. Yeah, we know what Joseph did, right? He's opened himself up to the rumor mill. But he did it because the angel of the Lord told him to do it. Secondly, it says that he knew her not. That's code for they did not have any physical relationship with one another. Okay, it's a biblically polite way of saying what we all know this to be. Until after she had given birth to a son. And third, he called his name Jesus. He did what the angel commanded. And that leaves us with our final point. We unwrap our gift of faith. We unwrap our gift of faith by obedience. By obedience. You ask the question, how do I know whether my faith is faith or whether it's simply belief? Well, coming back to our earlier story, do you get into the wheelbarrow or not? We see here that Joseph got in the wheelbarrow. He did the tough thing. He did the difficult thing. He took Mary as his wife. He took a cold shower every morning so that he would not know her. And he named the baby Jesus. Do you unwrap your present? You see, we're here at Christmas time. Can you imagine exchanging presents with someone and someone gives you a present and you look at it and you say, oh, this is so nice. It's wrapped so beautifully. I think I'll just set it over here and admire it. I think I'll just watch it for a while. I think I'll just leave it like that. Because no matter what's inside of it, it couldn't be any better than what the wrapping is. No, as beautiful as wrapping might be, you tear the wrapping off to see what's inside. This morning, God is giving each one of you and me at Christmas time the greatest gift of all, the gift of faith. How do we unwrap that gift? By being obedient to what God asks of us. You see, this is, by the way, not a proof to God that God exists, right? God knows that. It's not a proof that God believes that Mary was a virgin. God knows that. How do we know it for ourselves? By getting in the wheelbarrow. Mary and I feel very strongly that God has asked us to get into the wheelbarrow by starting a new church. So we are in the wheelbarrow and we're looking over the edge. But it's a gift because, you see, as we progress every single day and we see God being faithful and God acting, I mean, the things that God has done for us this week have been totally amazing, and therefore we see this gift of faith unwrapped. And it gives us the courage to go another day. I don't know what it is for you. Hopefully it's not starting a new church. But whatever it is that God is asking of you, wherever it is, this Christmas say, Lord, I want to unwrap the gift of faith that you have given me. I want to take that next step. I want to know that this is not just a belief, but that I'm in the wheelbarrow. Let's pray.